And we're live. Good evening, race fans. You're watching, yes, you are watching TRACC, the TCR Championship Season 2, Round 5 on Watkins, Glen. There we go. I'm Handsome Lars, and I'll be with you for the next more or less 90 minutes. This is Round 5 out of 6 out of this current championship. And there's not much to say about it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Let's see. Format, as always, 20 minutes of qualifying, 10-lap race, but race 1 at least. Then we take top 8, we swap them around. That's the grid for race 2, which is slightly longer. And there we go. The tools actually work. Give me a moment here. It is a championship. It is basically decided at this point. Niels van der Kerkhill is leading. He's also the one on the screen for the moment. And I'm hearing voices. No, I'm not. Sorry. It is going well. As you see, Kerkhill is leading. Adam Curian, who I think is in the grid, second. And his real battle tonight is Colin Barker, who has been consistent. Behind him, we have Jörn Karlberg, who's been doing well, and Miklos Gal, who missed last week's event. And if I get the tool to work, I can actually see who is in the race. And that is the problem with using some pieces of software. Sometimes they break. So we're just going to go straight on. We'll have qualifying. Actually, qualifying is live, so we're just going to go to a track lap made by our headhunter Julian Stresser while I solve this whole thing out.
We start our lap, where else should it be, on the start-finish straight of Watkins Glen. Braking at about 250 into turn 1, go down into third or second gear, and just don't get across the curb on the left side with all four wheels. Hug the inside of these corners, you can go full throttle without any problem up the hill. Continue staying full throttle on this back straight. Brake at about 350 and you can cut those chicane corners very heavily. Brake late for a late apex into this corner. And again on the downhill section here, try to get late apexes to get a good run out on the straight after the corners. Because each corner is generally followed by at least a short straight. Here again, try to get a late apex. You can take the tarmac as far as possible, but just try to not get into the grass. Braking about 150 for this corner. Good acceleration out on the outer tarmac. Brake where about the dirt begins on the right. Try not to almost spin through there. Braking about 100 here, just a short tap of the brake to get the car turned in. Brake at the start of the pit entry line here, and we are again on the start-finish straight with a bit of tarmac runoff on the left that you can use and abuse, and across the line we go.
There we go, we should be ready. We'll be on Kerkhill in a few moments. I think he's just about to finish his first hot lap, which is going to be the fastest, so we'll deal with that later. As always, it is perfect conditions here in Watkins Glen. This is not going great tonight. So there we go. 156, sorry, will be the benchmark to beat today. Let's go through all the guys who can do that, starting with our new P1, Sultan Petery. who was a championship contender until he missed a few races. Johan Karlberg, or P4. Saulius Lorinevicius, I think it's pronounced, or Lithuanian companion. Pavel Orinovich, one of our head honchos. Chris Bloom, our beloved and heroic slow guy. Gotta have one of those guys who have more heart than pace, because they make everything better. Our other Swede, Jesper Eriksson. Our other Pole, Pavel Stopinski. Our championship P2, P2, Adam Kurian. And sitting perfectly still, the final of our 11 drivers today, Paul Drosser. We are today. What am I am missing Colin Barker. That's embarrassing. There we go. 11 drivers. We are missing a few drivers today. Some were busy and some are simply playing F1 2021 instead. I've been told it's good. So there's that. Anyway, as we can see, 9 people have set laps so far. They are in the 55 range, with Kurian currently being on the lead here. And Kirkell's lap has, for whatever reason, reset itself. He was P66 at 156. There we go. We're gonna stand him because he simply is the guy to watch. He has won all but one race this season. And that was because his internet crashed. Or rather, it was some kind of central internet thing because the stream crashed too, so there's that. Anyway, personally, I love Watkins Glen. Amazing track. I just don't like the chicane. Darn it, the rest of that track is amazing. Now, not a purple sector, but we'll see how he handles the boot, as this is so lovely called. And we can press a few buttons because, as I said earlier, the all software for showing you this race broke right as we went live, which is awkward. Also, why I couldn't see how many drivers we had today. I'm pleasantly surprised. Ah, that's a purple sector. That is a purple sector. Now it's a green sector. For some reason, it changed. Well, let's see. Final corner. It's not going to be a pole lap, but his next lap, it is... I'm getting 2 different readouts on my screen right now. No, it's not. It is actually a very healthy 155.2, which is not enough to beat Kurian's 55.0 or Petery's 55.1. Now let me just find the right button here, because I pressed something I shouldn't. There we go. Kurian in his Chinese Volvo, or whatever you want to call the Link. It is basically a Polestar Volvo in China. But we have 3 guys who are definitely faster than the rest, so let's look at the best of the rest. Colin Barker, who is in the pits right now, because he likes to be anonymous. He likes to hide, and he likes to go away when I click on him. And Karlberg showing that bus stop is very interesting. It's also where we're gonna see probably a small crash on lap 1. Would be weird otherwise. So yellow flag, Stopinski has parked. One of our two Hyundai drivers. The other also being Polish. But he parked the car. Let's look at the other guy, Pavel Oranovic, who have missed a few rounds. And should be higher in the championship standings, but... well, you gotta show up. Now let's see, there's one guy, Paul Druther here, who has not set a lap time, so we're gonna look at him real quick. He has attempted. He has also failed so far. This is his 4th lap. Remember, Race Room is pretty strict about track limits. At least in my experience. Can't speak for Watkins Glen though, but I imagine the game just, you know, don't want to do it. Let's see, what does it suggest us to look at? It is saying we will cut to Jesper Eriksson real quick because he is coming in with a great lap right now. Great and great, maybe an exaggeration, but it is still a P7. Anyway, back to Druther, just to see it happen. Gotta take it nice and slow, I think. Just set a banker. This isn't about qualifying in a field like this. It's about surviving the first 2 laps and praying slightly. Okay, his hot lap has begun, so we'll go check him momentarily, because we're gonna look at Eriksson again. Last lap was a 1:56.8. Curry and Petery and Kirkhill are not doing all that much right now. We will, of course, go to them if anything happens. But for the moment, we'll stick with Eriksson, who is considerably faster now than he was before. Maybe on his way to a P4 in qualifying. See, I was just checking the audio levels. The track announcer really shouts a lot, doesn't he? Well, let's see, final corner for Eriksson. Oh, not amazing, 1:55.6. But now we can go on with Kirkhill because he is on a hot lap. Petery is on a hot lap too, also has a good first sector. We go swap between them for a moment. Petery does look faster. And is closer to the finish. We'll just stick with him for a second. Oh, he lost a lot of time in sector 2. Druther has crashed elsewhere on the track and someone has gone offline. We'll have to check that in a moment. But is it Sultan Petery? Behind him, Colin Barker. Petery's time, not an improvement. Barker is starting on his hot lap. Let's see, Kirkhill. 2 green sectors, he is within striking distance. Will this be his first non-pole position? Maybe. Maybe it is. 1:55.2? That does not make sense, but that is what my display... Yeah, 1:55.2, that means they are within 0.2 of each other, top 3. Here's Petery, who has a purple sector. Kurian is coming out of the pit right now, elsewhere in the track. He's starting to realize there is a real threat to him. Will our Hungarian gang finally make good use of all those big numbers they have? Let's see. Vehicle has invalidated his lap elsewhere. As Petery reaches the timing marker. Still purple. Still purple. Final corner. Is it a pole position? Very aggressive exit line. And it is a pole position, 1:55.033. 22 thousandths ahead of Adam Kurian. Excellent drive. Kurian is still on an outlap. Kirkhild is full 30 seconds ahead of Petery on the track. But where is he in terms of speed? He has an invalid lap. I told you that, apparently. Elsewhere, Drosser still doesn't have a lap time. Maybe he will get that at some point. Anyway, let's find out who actually fell out. While we look at Barker, who is on a personal best spree right now. Apparently Chris Bloom has dropped out. I'll have to see why he dropped out, but he is calling it from South Africa. He's still in the chat though, so I don't know. I honestly don't know why he's here. Well, he's not here. He should be. He's been a decent driver to have around for the first few well, for all of the races so far, actually. And it would be a shame not to have him here. Barker coming in. Got to him in a moment. Because Kurian has passed his first sector in a hot time, and we'll cut to him right after we see what Barker is doing. That's no pole lap for Barker, but he'll have time for one or two more. Second behind. Adam Kurian, here we go. The narrowest of purple sectors so far. Has something happened? Grosser still a lap time. Excellent. Uphill for Adam. There is a bunch of yellow flags. Stopinski, Ornorich. I think all stationary. Still purple. Good aggressive exit, but enough. It is 1:54.8. New pole position, and how are you supposed to beat that? He knows, he knows. Adam is celebrating. That is probably gonna be the pole position. Unless Kirkhill has a miracle up his sleeve. Now that sector, it is a third of a second, no, 3/10 slower, but it is unfortunately his best first sector. Kirkhill has been slower on all the sectors so far, and Kurian has been the fastest on all three sectors. Those are the simple mathematical facts. And think that's still valid, actually. He is just gonna have enough time for one more lap. Curie and Peter are still in the pits. Actually, it's only him and Drosser right now. Final corner. It isn't valid. That qualifying is over. As you can see, it is Adam Curran in front of Solden Petery, Nils van de Kerkeld, Colin Barker, Joran Kalberg, Solius, Lorenovicius, Jesper Eriksson, Pavel Ovanovich, Paul Drosser, and Pavel Stopinski. It is truly a pole trifecta at the bottom, so to say. Anyway, are you watching live? Are you watching on YouTube in the future? Go ahead, shoot a message. We are always looking for more people to join, even if they are playing F1 2021 instead of participating tonight. That sounded insulting because, again, I've been told that's a good game. Anyway, 75 seconds-ish until lap, until race start. Let us see what we can find of buttons to press here. Starting with the track conditions. Slightly hotter, actually. Now, we are mostly running perfect conditions, but a few degrees in track surface temperature can matter a lot sometimes. Now let's see, they're coming out on the grid so far. I cannot actually switch camera yet. There we go. Oh, thank you, Pavel, for saying that. Chris Bloom disconnected and wouldn't let him rejoin. That is a darn shame. That is the problem with the game. You cannot rejoin. And, oh, we're live already, so I'm just gonna shut up now. Actually, I'm gonna keep talking. It's a Hungarian into T1. Killed on the side, Barker lurking. Everyone alive so far. Someone is screaming in the background, but we'll see. Coming into the bus stop. Who is gonna get hurt now? Someone will get hurt. Lorenovich is coming in with the bumper cam. Stopinski going over both bumps. Birkel has gone past Petery. Petery is not gonna stop that, although... And there we go! The Lithuanian man is on the prowl. Almost took Barker. He might take him again. Oh, that's beautiful. That was beautiful. Can he keep it? Yeah, that looks... Barker has the better exit here. And unfortunately for Lorenovicius, he is not gonna hold it, but that was a pretty good move. The final corner, it is Adam Kurian, Nils van de Kerkeld, and they're just ducking and weaving now. Sullivan Petery, Colin Barker, Lorenovicius, Kalberg, Eriksson, Ornoich, Drosser, and Stopinski. Up to you, have charged ahead already. Kerkeld is faster on a clean road, but Kurian is a better fighter. The Kalberg coming in now. It's gonna be a buzzery. Oh, and that was Ornoich coming in with a hot move. One more sweet bites the dust. Just go to show that you don't need a big grid to have some great racing. We are keeping our eyes out for the rest of the race, but this is where the action is right now. We may be a bit too aggressive here, but you make a mistake, you lose a position, and Ericsson is back up again. Standings as they are, it is still Kurian, Berkelt, Erie, Barker, Wahlberg, Marinovicius, Ericsson, Ornowicz, Drosser, and Stopinski. Ornowicz is on the killing move again. Whoa, that was a lot of sliding coming out of that bump. All this upstate New York asphalt isn't that great. Let's go back to the leading battle here. Adam is actually slowly dropping Kirkhilt. Where has this speed been all season? Standings remain unchanged as we have more or less 7 laps to go. Ooh, Salius makes a mistake. Will the door open? So far, Jesper is smashing that door, and yeah, I don't know if there was contact there, but the door is gonna open. That's the point, and that is a clean overtake as Lorinovich just completely screws up the braking, goes out of the countryside, but into the countryside, and down to last. That was a big bump. 24% car damage. I simply think he locked the brakes going into the corner. Oof, to put it mildly. Alright, back up front. Kurian has increased his advantage to 1.4 seconds. Let's go back down here. This is battle for P8, aka pole position in the next race. In the battle of the poles, it is Stopinski versus Drosser. Hyundai versus Cupra. Which is Seat, but there it is. Ornowicz coming up for Ericsson. They got a long history together and against each other, having raced not only here but in leagues previously. Now he should have the draft here. Let's go on to the bumper cam. Is there room? There is not room. But there is still a chance though, as I'm being told, Lovinovic has DNF'd. Unfortunate, but he did take a big bump. Now when will Pavel make his next move? It's old Stupinski-Drosser battle has slowed down because there is a gap again. Okay, here we go. Oh, he was on his tail. Check with that in a moment. Elsewhere, Barker has slowly worked his way up to Petery in the battle for P3. In front of them, it's still Kurian and Kirkhild, with a pretty stable looking, what's it called again, distance between them. Stewart's decision, Lovinovic drive-through penalty, speeding in the lane. That's not pleasant, but that does explain one or two things. I don't know, is he back on? He has to be back on the track, I think. It looked like a retirement, but it was a repair job. A botched repair job, no less. Drive-through penalty when you're last. That is unfortunate, but it happens. The cynic would argue that you shouldn't take repairs in a 10-lap race anyway. Back up front, it is 1.7 seconds now. Normally someone has just run away with the whole thing, but for some reason, well, they're actually kind of stable. As we see, Petery just went off-road there in a moment ago. He must be feeling that pressure now. And I think Barker knows he's under pressure, because he is not slowing down, but Petery took a big bump at the exit of that corner. As we could just see Karlberg down there chilling in P5. Go back here. Arnord still looking at Ericsson. Does he have a run? He blinks at him. The man actually flashes his lights. And sir, this is not Grand Touring. It's regular Touring. Will anyone screw up here? Elsewhere, Barker has let go again on Petery. Not sure why, I think he just lost time. Or not. Maybe Peary has found the pace again. As we see Carlberg almost make the same mistake as Peter did. Now just for good measure, with just about 3 laps to go, it's still Adam Kurian, 1.6 seconds of Nils Van der Kerkholt, who might be accelerating to catch now, but maybe it's too late. Slightly damaged Sultan Peary leads Colin Barker, and Joran Carlberg, then Jesper Eriksson, who has a Polish man on his butt. And he is stuck there like a wart on... I don't have a metaphor for it, sorry. Paul Drozzer's P8 having lost Al Stopinski. And our unlucky man, Lorenovicius, makes up the final end of the field. Now, Paul Drosser is making his intentions clear in this battle. He wants to join here as well. I'm now looking at the camera, the whole stream thing, and I'm realizing when you look at the standings, Key Oro is very similar to Pedro. If you want to tell them apart, go by the flags. Top tip. But Stopinski has not given up either, so there's that. Stopinski has his own battle. B8 is pole, B9 is sad. Here we have Van der Kerkholt, who simply does not have pace in the car. We know he's faster than Kurian on all other tracks, but here he just isn't. Something is up. Anyway, back to Drosser, and our knowledge, and Stopinski, and Eriksson. The rest of the positions pretty settled, but here there might still be some carnage with 2 laps to go. Ooh, Norwich with a bit of oversteer. Just caught that one. That was a yellow flag mark for Lorenovicius. I don't know why. Curious. And does Lorenovicius finally have the chance to go past Jesper Eriksson? Ooh, the gap is shortening. Whitening again. Oh, Norwich taking some very wide lines here. The leaders go on the final lap. Ooh, Pavel, no! Don't do that. Oh, I wish we had replay. I simply think that the front locked up, and he had to dodge Jesper. And he narrowly did. Narrowly. It hasn't stopped him from actually letting go. Definitely hasn't. Lots of sliding, and we also have Lipinski and Drosser behind. Apparently Drosser has lost his position while we were looking at Norwich going sideways. That I also can't explain. Maybe he was distracted by Norwich in the final corner. I'm sorry to miss that. But it is what it is sometimes. We have to remember I'm only one guy. I'm stuck here. Let's go back up front. It is Curran with 2 seconds down to Kirkhill. We're gonna stay with them as they are gonna finish the final lap. Coming into the final corner. Comfortable first win of the season for Alan Curran. And he celebrates. And Kirkhill celebrates too. Go wild, boys. Go wild. Here he comes in in front of Barker. Karlberg, having done nothing all race, comes in P5. Ericsson is going to be masterfully holding on to that P6. Norwich is going to be wondering how he didn't win. And Drosser and Lipinski, I don't know what happened. I think Drosser simply made a mistake at some point. It's very sad. And it is huge for him because that means Lipinski's in pole position. And finally, Lowinovic's crash. And, penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's sad. Anyway, we got a few minutes until race 2. Wouldn't be fully surprised if someone came in here and gave me a comment, but we'll see. Now, it wasn't the hottest race up front. But it was a good one down the middle. Down the middle of the pack. And we're gonna shuttle them around a bit and see what the fastest can do when you're a bit behind. Here we get the results confirmed. Fastest lap also going to Curran. Actually, that lap was a whole 10th faster than his qualifying lap. There are not many surprises, perhaps except Karlberg doing nothing and actually finishing that 5th. I don't think he was challenged at all at any point. Now let's see. We're gonna reload and it's gonna look awkward, but here's a commercial for the summer sale, which is why all the race room servers are running really poorly right now. Everyone has been buying everything. But it is a good deal though, you should totally check it out. I mean, 50% on the cars. Nice. I mean, when you think about it, you could even consider the reason to actually, like the TCR cars enjoying us. Like the DTM cars enjoying us. Because we also have DTM Championship. We also have all kinds of daily events. We have it coming up. Endurance in Race 2. The Discord link is somewhere down in the description. Do not hesitate. Do not walk. Run. Anyway. It is Lipinski in pole position. On the right side here. It is Pavel next to him. It is a Polish grid. Compared to a Hungarian grid from before. And we go. It's going to be 13 laps. The bait has reversed, so Curran is down banked somewhere. Now can we have a slight first lap without killing anyone? We had him the first one. That was pretty good. Ooh, Peter Barker. gravel, some touching. Oh, some bumper cars. I think that was Kirkhill. And also flashing angrily. Bust up. Ooh, lots of touching. Grubbing's racing, as they say in America, as Kirkhill basically shoves his way past Kurian. Oh, that was Petery. Putting Kirkhill in P6. And there comes the love touch. Petery tried to take him. Simply hit the butt and simply went out of the way. But he is fine, apparently. Filling up the grid in reverse order, basically. We'll catch on to the lead right after we solve the upcoming crash. Barker goes past them. No, actually defense. Sorry. Ooh, there was a touch. That would be Stupinski, or pole sitter, who has just hit just about everything as Barker sent into a wall. People have no chill these days. I can't even, keep track on who's crashing. But Paolo and Norwich is on the lead going into lap 2. In front of Karlberg. Kirkhill, who is angry today, I think. Ericsson, Urian, Lowinovicius, who has run really well so far. Stupinski, Grusser, the Wallman, Barker, and Sultan Petery. That was a lot of words. My throat hurts. Ooh, I think Kurian is eating some wool. There's some airtime, there's some touching. Barker is past. And Barker is wide. So far, so good. Kirkhill has decided that he's gonna win the race today. And as such, he would very much like to get past you. Karlberg does not speak English, so he doesn't know that. Now we could have a great race, because Kurian is faster than Kirkhill. Ooh, Lord Norwich, what are you doing? That's a terrible place to go wide. Which means coming into lap 3, it is Karlberg ahead of Kirkhill, Norwich, Kurian, Ericsson, Lowinovicius, Lipinski, Barker, Drusser, and still Petery. Kurian would like to go past Norwich. That might not be possible right now. Ooh, don't get back actually. Barker's making moves. All making moves. I see. Powell is attacking, but he is also being attacked. And Ericsson is still in the game then. Petery has caught up to the field again. But for the moment, we'll have to go look at Kirkhill. Yeah, he'll take him on outright speed. And Curran will take on Orange on that and exit. There's a 2.5 second gap between this train and the next train. But it is exactly just that. 2 trains. So, lap 4 we're going into is Kurkel, Karlberg, Curran, Ornoich, Eriksson, and Lovenuicius. As Curran is getting impatient, but he doesn't want Kurkel to get away this time. Curran will simply have the speed and the position. Their top 2 is now reversed, and now we have a chase. Cut back down. Barker still on the warpath. Although this time he will not be looking at a podium, he's simply too far back. Ooh, that is cutting it very tight. Basically, he bullied him out of the move. Peter is up to P8. Let's go back up front. Curran has already taken 2 tenths. Let's go cut into bump. Actually, let's go into Kurkel's rear cam. But no one ever uses that cam for some reason. Or this cam. Or if the camera work. Ooh, Peter reads to Pinsky. Pinsky has quite his position back. Probably by force, I would assume. Nope. Not enough cures in the braking. Lipinski bouncing left and right like a maniac. But that is what happens when you ride on the edge. That's an interesting line. Over the grass and everything. Ooh, and Stavinsky goes wide. And that means Peary slips past. Let's cut back up again. They remain stable. Along with the last. 0.8 of a second. A bit further down, Eriksson and Ornoich are having an exchange of opinions. They've had those before, but Colin Barker behind him is trying to catch that former train. And those two fighting will make it easier. Gotta back up because Curran has call out. Well, he's just And it wished away towards into a second. We have a battle again, after all. Well, this could take a while. Oh, I think Stopinski had a mistake. He suddenly lost a second and let Drosser past. Could be as simple as slightly touching the grass. That can lose you a lot of time after all. Or doing that angle coming out of the corner. Should have the draft and the whole section up now. Assumably. Well, let's go back up here. Petery is catching up to Lovinovic. Lovinovic was the unlucky one in race 1. Petery has been the unlucky one in race 2. Ooh, that's some aggressive moves. But he is passed. Kukeld has lost the time he had before. Sorry, Kieran has lost his time. What am I saying? It is raid 1, but reversed now. Except this time they got more time to fight now. Kieran has a good run coming here. He has the slipstream, and he should have it. All of Sector 1. Barker's making a move down in the back. Can't check right now, but... Actually, we can check. Barker is passed. Back to Kurian, because it's for the race lead. I think he's pulling up too late, too early. Ericsson not letting go of Barger. Let's just reiterate the standings. It is Kukeld in front of Kurian, of Karlberg, Norwich, Barker, Ericsson, Petery, Lovinovic, Drosser, and Stopinski. 6 laps to go. Tenths. Does have to draft again this time. Don't make a move yet. Hold the line. You can take him later. Few tenths. 1/10. How are the balls? Oh, not curious, not courageous enough to actually stick it. And back down to a half a second behind. Now, if I'm wearing Curian shoes, I wouldn't actually have made the attack there. I have a confused Kirkhild. Play mind games with him. I know he only has 5 laps left, but you gotta do something to break him, and you can't do the same thing every lap. Now, anonymous Carlberg from last race is still anonymous, but now he's in P3. And Colin Barker, who I previously ruled out, is actually in striking distance of P5 for Norwich. We will get to that later, because we're gonna see the next attempt. 4 laps to go. We're down to 2/10 again. Okay. Does he have the line? I think he has the line. Turin goes past Kirkhild's. But Kirkhild slingshots in. Oh, I think he has the line. There is contacts. My god, this is a touring car race again. But I also think Turin is gonna stick it. And... No. Oh, that's unfortunate, but what a fight. But is there gonna come slingshot now? It might not be, but... Still time to go. As I'm in the middle of that fighting, or Norwich has simply had a mistake at some point, and Barker is in P4 now. Cannot be 2 places at once, and this is the best place to be. Trust me. Go with the defensive move. Maybe a slight brake check, if you will. Right on that bumper. Now he's coming for the outside this time. It is not going to work in the first attempt. But again, he could force Kirkhild to make a mistake. Okay, he's lining up for a slingshot. is it coming? Now, Kirkell's simply too defensive. Okay. Gonna get 2 more chances, Kurian. 2 more laps to go. Ooh. Yeah, he's actually passed. He's actually passed. Means there's gonna be a counterattack. Now Kirkell can defend, but can he attack? Is this gonna be a last lap kamikaze? I can feel it. Elsewhere, Sultan Peary is catching up to Pebble over Norwich. Oh, is Kurian actually dropping him now? Oh no, he still has to draft. There's gonna be 1 lap to go. It is Kurian, Kirkell, and Carlberg coming in behind. Just sitting there, just taking points. Now, if he doesn't get the slipstream now, it's over. He won't be able to attack in the bus stop. But he needs to get closer. What does the timer say? Oh, no. He doesn't have the draft. He simply does not have the draft or the horsepower. And now he's making mistakes. We're just gonna cut quickly. Peary is under attack here. This is for P5. And that's what sticks with no questions at all. Or Norwich not having a good last half of the race. There is not much to go, but Niels van der Kirkell will have to accept the fact that he has now not won 3 races in a row. And unlike the first one, which was a disconnect, these 2 kinda on him. But I'm taking a guess and assuming that the Honda simply does not have the horsepower to compete here. Alright, coming through last corner, let's go look at him. It's Adam Kurian. He is going to be taking 2 out of 2 wins this event. As everyone celebrates. Niels van der Kirkell coming in sideways at second. Johan Carlberg third. Colin Barker, who completely surprised me by actually making it up to 4th. Sultan Peary in 5th. Pell over Norwich, chased by an angry Swede in 6th. Jesper Eriksson in 7th. Salesius Lovinovicius in 8th. 9th, Paul Drosser. No. That was Lipinski. He took him on the last lap. Or Drosser got a penalty. I don't know why. But that's Lipinski P9, Drosser P10. What a race that was, that last one. Duran Kirkhill duking it out for like 6 laps in a row. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's the sort of stuff we'd love to see more of. Let's get turn on the webcam here. I am being blinded by my light. Sorry. That would be this week's event. Join us next week for the championship finale at the Daytona Road Course. Thank you for the nice comment, L. Coolfish. Any relation? I don't know. In relation to L. Cool J? I don't know. In any case, I have been Handsome Lars. You've been watching TRACC. You can still join us. We have a Discord link in the description, whether you're watching this live or on YouTube in a few days. We have DTM, we have TCR, we have everything good from RaceRoom. So, I hope we'll see you, not only next time, but also on the track. Good night.